Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the JR Wisdom channel. Tonight, I'm going to be discussing this viral video called Hurt Bay. Why did you cheat on me? And if y'all haven't seen it, I'm going to have the link in the description so y'all can check it out on my page as well. The video was uploaded, it's credited to the YouTuber titled The Scene. So y'all can check them out, subscribe to them as well. If you've seen it or if you haven't seen it, this video is going viral within the past couple days, and it sparked a hashtag on Twitter called #HurtBay or whatever. And the video is about, it's about two reluctant young adults, Kourtney and Leonard or Leonard, however you pronounce his name. And the video starts off with, two of them. They're both sitting across from each other, and they're about to begin a dialogue. Basically, she's questioning, what happened, or how did they get to this point, or did he cheat on her and things of that nature. So they start talking about their background and how basically how they met. And the big thing here with all of this is, which a lot of y'all probably can relate to it, is they met in college early on. So these are two young adults, like I said, and you can tell by the way Kourtney is talking that she's completely head over heels about this dude. She's got the puppy dog eyes going, and her nose is wide open. And you could tell she's still in love with this dude. But he's got more of a nonchalant. I guess he's just doing this video or doing this whole process just to do it. I guess to give her closure, give whoever, just to close it out or whatever. So when they start, one of the big red flags, that starts off in the video is when she starts telling her side. She says how how she started going through his phone and going through his text messages and going through his laptop. So that's the first thing. What makes, if you have to go, you get to the point where you have to go through somebody's phone or their laptop, what gets you to that point where you have to go through somebody's stuff? Obviously, you don't trust him, but what caused you not to trust him or her? If it's vice versa, to actually go through somebody's stuff. In my opinion, if you're at the point where you even thinking about going through someone's phone, or you are going through someone's phone, then you don't need to be with that person. That's just my opinion. Bottom line, I always say, if you look for something, no matter what it is, or, whatever, if you're looking for something, you're going to find it at the end of the day. You're going to find whatever it is that you're looking for. And obviously she did. She found what she was looking for. She said she saw text messages from other girls and pictures of other girls, but yet she still stayed with him. And I guess sometimes he was still denied, even though she had the proof, but she still decided to stay with him. He was in denial and she was in denial. So the denial on her part was she figured that they could still work it out, and maybe that might have been a phase for him. But in the process of doing that, she was enabling this guy to do these things. So she was stuck in that position of constantly checking his text messages. He was allowing her to do it, instead of just, he was leading her on, and when he should have just cut her off right there if she's going through his stuff. But I guess he was a young guy. They're both young, and he asked her the same thing that, which he got to the point of asking her the same thing that I was asking just now as I was watching it. Well, why did you stay with me if you saw all this? And she basically said, I guess I was dumb. Which I say, you're not dumb. You're just in love with a guy. You're just in love with a dude who don't feel the same way about you. It's an unrequited desire. And I did a video on this whole thing called the Tyrone Effect. Hate to plug that, but I'll put that link in the description as well. But she was in love with this guy, so she was willing to overlook these things, or she did overlook, because I guess she was stuck. She didn't know where to go as far as what would be her next move should she leave, but she just didn't have the strength to leave because she was so in love with this dude, but he didn't feel the same way. That's why when she asked him, what did you do? He said, basically, I was smashing all these women. He's a young college kid, not to make an excuse for it, but he's a young college kid. he probably saw what these other kids was doing, or they were having all their fun, sleeping with all these different women, and he wanted to do it as well. I know. I mean, a lot of you young men out there, and I felt the same way when I was younger. You see other guys doing it, so he really didn't love this girl at the end of the day, like he should have, if it was really a relationship, a monogamous relationship. So I think she said she even went to his room one time, and he had a girl there and told her to leave. And she said she went back to her room and started crying. So that just goes to show you how deep, she felt about this guy. But obviously, he didn't feel the same. You could tell by the interview that he's just like, nonchalant about it. He's just trying to get through it, basically, like, I'm just here, how many times, she asked, how many times did you cheat? He said straight up, I wasn't counting. I mean, just straight up like, yo, I really don't care. I wasn't counting, at the end of the day. So he said that he wasn't ready to commit, which obviously she should have known that. He wasn't ready to commit. He just had a girl that he called his girl that would come over or whatever. He would do his thing with her and then do his thing with other women. You know what I'm saying? He just, not that he wanted security, but he just wanted to have someone that would always be there, so to speak. So their expectations were obviously not the same. And I don't know if they even had a conversation. But then again, on the flip side, this guy, Leonard, might have been giving this girl pillow talk at the end of the day and saying certain things to her. A lot of these guys, they act a certain way and they act nonchalant, but he's probably, making promises to this girl and probably telling her all kind of stuff, pillow talk and things of that nature. So, at the same time, if he's leading her on, that's a different story, which he might have just been doing that. So obviously their expectations weren't the same. There's a song by The Weeknd called Echoes of Silence, and he talks about something similar to that. And the woman being a masochist, masochist, and basically she's a glutton, for this type of masochistic, thing, that she's constantly being hurt, she's constantly crying about it, but she's still sticking with this guy. She's a glutton for having her heart broken, so to speak. And it seems like she really hasn't gotten over it. So he gave her what sound like a fake apology, to send her on her way in hopes that they can be friends. If you've been there, you've been through it, you can't be friends with somebody you're still in love with. In my opinion, y'all can argue all you want and say, nah, that's not true, da 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 da. Obviously, this girl is hurt and she wanted to stay with this dude, probably thinking about having his kids, getting married and all that, but, and it seemed when he said that, it's like he almost destroyed her when he said, yo, I want to see you grow into the woman that you're supposed to be, and I hope we can be friends, and I'm sorry, and all this stuff. But hopefully for Miss Kourtney, that this is a learning experience from you. Luckily for you, I guess, if you want to say it, that it might be a blessing in disguise, that it happened to you while you were young and you learned from it. So hopefully you never have to go through something like that again, and he's just not the dude for you at the end of the day. But what's funny is this guy Leonard, not saying that you will, but you're probably going to look back on that and say, I regret. I should have stuck with that girl, da 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 da. She was down for me, blah blah blah. But what you need to know is that you can't make anyone be with you, or you can't make anyone do what they don't want to do, and you can't make anybody do right. As soon as you get that in your head, you'll be better off. So that's all I had to say. Those are my thoughts on it. It's an interesting video. Please comment. I'd like to hear what y'all got to say. Like, share, and subscribe as well. Follow me on the social media that's in the description. Check out my books on Amazon. And throw a couple coins. If you like the content, throw a couple coins in the Well of Wisdom. And I'll catch y'all on the next video as well. Check out my other videos too. If you haven't, make sure y'all click on that bell to get all the notifications whenever I upload a video. And I'll see y'all on the next video. And don't forget, especially for her, anything lost can be found again except for time wasted. And that goes for any of y'all out there as well. Peace.